Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Daytona 500 preview. Today is Saturday the 19th. The Daytona 500 is tomorrow afternoon. And my name is Dan. This is my son, Nick. He's away at college and I'm at home. But this is our way of enjoying the NASCAR 2022 season together and sharing some picks with you. So, Nick, how you doing this morning?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. You know, in honor of the Daytona 500, this morning, I ran 1% of the distance that Ryan Blaney will have driven when he crosses the finish line first tomorrow.
Yeah, no clue what you're talking about with that.
All right. And I'll put it another way. If I had done my morning run on the speedway, I would have run 2 laps.
No, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about with Ryan Blaney winning.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
Okay.
meant. We'll
Okay.
get to
Well,
that, but
now you're going to have your chance to put in your thing about that too. From watching the duels on Thursday night, the Fords swept both. And Nick, your guy, Brad K, he won the first one. And then
he
his
was
teammate,
looking very good.
yeah, his teammate wins the second one. So what do you think
Hmm.
about the Fords? Are the Fords going to dominate tomorrow as well?
It was interesting seeing the Fords up there, which I did like Brad winning, and then Chris Buescher. That's a sleeper pick.
Mm-hmm. And then Joey Logano, the supreme blocker, put the block on, but he was a little too late, and that kept him
Mm.
from possibly winning the second duel. So Joey is the only one who has gone to a backup car. He had a backup car on hand for the
Hmm.
race. So what do you think? You think he'll fare just fine in the backup car, Nick?
I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's worth picking, but I don't think it's a big deal with the backup car.
Well, let's kind of go through the field. We're going to go through the field. We're going to talk about some drivers that stand out to us. And then both Nick and I are going to give our pick to win the Daytona 500 and a sleeper pick as well. On the front row, we have Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman, teammates. What do you think? Can they stick it out up there?
I think they can. Larson, that's expected. And Bowman has been very consistent with his Daytona 500 times. So I feel like they are top contenders. They could lead the whole thing.
So behind Larson and Bowman on the front row, get a load of this. We've got Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, Ryan Blaney, Harrison Burton. Drivers 3 through 9 in the starting lineup, all Fords, some of them teammates. So I think Larson and Bowman are going to have their hands full with all those Fords right behind them.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we can just stay ahead of all that mess because it will be interesting to see how those teammates interact and them all being Fords.
Oh, and I should have said Briscoe as well. So drivers 3 through 9, Keselowski, Buescher, Cindric, McDowell, Blaney, Burton, Briscoe. Let me give you my opinion about Michael McDowell. I don't think it was a fluke that he won this race last year. He has been fast in the duel. He looked really good. He was right up there with the Fords. He was competing for the win. I think Michael McDowell, he's starting up in the front. He's starting at 6th. I think he can stay up there, and I think he could
I
contend.
I think so because if he stays up there with the pack and if the opportunity presents itself, he will move up to the lead and take it. He will be there ready to win again, and it'll be interesting to see Michael McDowell up there.
He for sure knows what he's doing at Daytona.
Yeah, for sure. He could be dangerous.
And I think it looks like, and I bet you'll agree with me on this, it looks like Brad is going to be dangerous in this race as well.
I agree. I'm hoping for Brad secure that playoff spot already.
In fact, if I wasn't making Blaney my pick, I might consider Brad. Let's say drivers 10 through 14 in the lineup. Here's some interesting guys right here: Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Eric Jones, Martin Truex Jr. So you got Kyle, Truex, and Bell, teammates, all there close together in the Toyotas. They've got Bubba Wallace, another Toyota, just a few spots back, starting in 16th. So you think maybe we're probably going to see a lot of the manufacturers working together.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna have to do that if they want to come out on top with this, and it could get messy.
What do you think about Bubba Wallace? He typically does pretty well. Of course, he won at Talladega last year in the rain shortened race, but he typically does pretty well in the super speedways. You think he's going to be a force in this?
He does do well on these. I don't think he'd win, but I could see him up there, like top 5 or top 10.
He seems to be able to get in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I don't see him as a winner, but I do see him up there.
Then we've got Kurt Busch, another Toyota, right there. Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace are together. Then we have Ricky Stenhouse, good at Daytona.
He is good.
Ross Chastain, your guy. I like him too. Joey Logano in his backup car, and he's starting 20th. Okay. You think the winner is going to come from those top 20?
I do think. I think he will come top 20. You don't think so, or do you think?
I think so too. Well, you've already heard who is my pick to win, but we'll get to the picks in another moment. Let's look at some drivers starting in the back half of the field. Starting in 21st and on, we've got Daniel Suarez, Kevin Harvick, William Byron, Corey LaJoie, Justin Haley. Who stands out in that group to you?
Who stands out? Byron. Starting back there, I still think Byron can get up.
Byron has won at Daytona. And I think he'll probably be looking to connect up with his teammates that are starting.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
ahead of him. Starting 26th and on, Ty Dillon, Landon Castle, Greg Biffle, Todd Gilliland, Denny Hamlin.
Okay, from the 30.
Here's the question: Denny Hamlin, starting in 30th, he has been dominant at Daytona. Well, let me give you my opinion. Denny made a mistake in the duel, and it cost him big. I don't know. I just see him making mistakes when it counts. What do you think about Denny Hamlin?
I can see him going for it, but I do see him making mistakes or just getting caught up with the rear of the pack. So I don't think this is one for Denny Hamlin.
It will be impressive if he can drive his way to the front. And I'm not saying that he won't drive his way to the front. I'm saying there might be a pit mishap again or something like that. That's just my opinion.
I agree on that.
Starting 31 and on, Cole Custer, Cody Ware, Daniel Hemrick, David Reagan, and Kaz Grala.
I do like Kaz Grala.
You know, it was neat to watch how he just barely made it in by passing the guy at the end of the duel. His car seemed like it was slow though compared to the others. Yeah. But Kaz, I think he's done well when he's had a chance to drive on tracks like these before. So we'll see what happens there. Starting 36th, and these are the last cars in the field. Austin Dillon, BJ McLeod, Eric Almirola, Noah Gragson, and Jacques Villeneuve. What about Almirola starting 38th? He's done well. He's actually won at Daytona before.
He's just so far back. That's the thing. If there's a big wreck or something, he can move up, but I just don't see him weaving his way through 30 plus cars. It would be good to see, but I just don't see it happening.
Do you think there will be a big one?
I do think there'll be a big one. With all that we got going on, 3 through 15, I think there'll be a big one.
I think there will probably be several wrecks,
especially with these new cars, because there was some messes at the truck race last night, and I can see. I mean, Xfinity today, we'll see what happens, but I think there'll be a big one.
Let me give you a couple of comparisons, and I want to get your take. Who's going to finish better? William Byron starting 23rd or Denny Hamlin starting 30th?
I think Byron.
Okay.
He's more consistent. I'd like to see, because last season he had 10 straight top 10s the first 10 races. So I think he's a very consistent driver. Hamlin, like we said, can make some kind of mistake. I feel like Byron will be up there.
Okay, how about this? Between these two teammates, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson.
I think Kyle Larson. I feel like him and Bowman up there at 1 and 2 can stay ahead of any mess that's to come. Even if there's a big one, I feel like they'll be far enough ahead that they can avoid it. So it's gonna be their race to lose, in my opinion.
In that first duel, Kyle Larson was very comfortable leading the race. Of course, then when he and his teammates pitted, they lost the lead and couldn't get it back. But he looked comfortable leading in the duel. Okay, let me ask you about these two guys. On the one hand, Greg Biffle, very successful formerly in the Cup Series. On the other hand, Jacques Villeneuve, former Indianapolis 500 winner. What do you think about between these two guys?
It is interesting seeing them in it, and they're not entirely mismatched now that everyone's on the new cars, but they are starting from the rear, and they're not used to the Cup Series races, so it'd kind of be a long shot for both of them, in my opinion. You think so?
Well, it'd be really fun to see either one of them do well. But looking at the duel, looking at some practice times, I don't think they've got the speed.
I don't think they're just acclimated to it.
Here's the last comparison I want to give you. Bubba Wallace starting 16th or Ross Chastain starting 19th.
That's a good one. I think Ross Chastain, though. That's what I'd have to give it to. Do you agree or no?
I think I would give him the edge, though I also think that this is going to depend on, if the Chevys are running up front or the Toyotas.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably be in the pack with their fellow manufacturer cars. So I want you to give me your winner and a sleeper for the Daytona 500.
Okay, my winner would have to be Kyle Larson. I think it's his race to lose. Unless he screws something up or gets in some kind of wreck, some car issues, he's not going to lose this race, in my opinion. And then sleeper pick, he's up front. I'm going to say Cindric. He's in this race this time, so I'm not giving a sleeper that's not in the race. Starting 5th, I think Cindric could be a good sleeper.
Okay. All right. Those are good picks. If we go back to your picks for the Clash, you had the same guys. You had Larson to win, Cindric as your sleeper. So I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney to win. I think he also looked very comfortable leading for most of his duel. Once he got the lead, he stayed up there. He did get passed at the end, but I think he's going to pull off the win. And here's my sleeper pick. Starting in 36th, Austin Dillon. I know he's got a ways to go. There's a lot of trouble for him to get through, but I think he's going to be the one who shows up in that top 10, maybe even a top 5 at the end. We'll see.
So you don't think Larson or Bowman will be able to hold it?
No, I think Larson will probably lead some laps. I don't think he's going to be able to hold it up there. I like him for probably a top 10, but I don't like Larson to win. And I'm not as confident about Bowman either. I think Bowman's gonna slide back.
That'll be interesting to see. Because I know they'll probably work together. They won't be fighting until it starts getting down to the wire. So it'll be interesting to see if they can hold a spot above everyone else.
Of the Hendrick guys in the Daytona 500, I would probably rank them Chase Elliott 1, Byron 2, Larson 3, Bowman 4. Just my opinion based on what I've seen.
So you're putting 11th place and 23rd place over 1st and 2nd. That's funny, but.
Well, I am excited to watch the Daytona 500. We've had a nice build up to it. see how this
Uh-huh.
first official race of the 2022 season goes, see how things get started off. And we'll talk tomorrow while the race is going on.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.